Listen, October 25th, big fight night. Good to be back at the O2, and probably good for Fabio Wardley to be back at the O2. He's boxed there, I think, 8 times now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's been there plenty of times, including that fight of the year with Fraser Clark. And this might be a fight of the year against Joe Parker. So many factors to it. I can't wait to find out.
Absolutely. And obviously, speaking of the fight, obviously 2 fighters coming off of 2 wins. Obviously, Parker beat Piccoli earlier in the year. Fabio Wardley with his knockout win over Dev Sahni. Want to talk a bit more about this fight, really. How much credit do both fighters deserve in terms of risking putting all the risk out there to get the fight together?
So much. As I said at the start of the presser, I made a point to make this point, is that these are guys that never walk away from a challenge. In fact, time and time again, they show that they rather walk towards the fire.
Yeah.
And that's what they're both doing. Joseph Parker is in a wonderful position. He is next in line for Alexander Usyk.
Yeah.
Usyk's not ready to fight him. So what does Parker do? Because he wants to fight. He goes and fights someone with a 94% knockout rate in London and puts it all on the line. I love that. I love that attitude. And he is a commendable human being and a commendable fighter. Wardley, he's got the WBA interim. He's part of the queue as well. But he wants to get to Usyk quicker. He wants to get to the world title quicker. So this is almost like a shortcut for Fabio Wardley. That's what Frank said up at the press conference. And he thought, okay, let me go and take on Joe Parker. And Joe Parker's a bit of an avoided heavyweight. I love it. I love the fight. They both deserve a whole heap of credit.
Absolutely. I want to talk a bit more about Fabio Wardley, because Fabio Wardley, he's come up against some decent tests so far, Dev Sahni being one.
Yeah.
Because people probably see him, in that fight behind the cards. Do you think, this fight, what does this fight mean for Fabio Wardley? Because obviously he's just joined, he recently joined, Queensberry, about a year ago now. And now he's getting in this position where if he gets this win, he's going to go for the fight. So for him personally, if he was to get this win, what does this do for his career?
Mate, this is all or nothing, right? That's why we've called it all or nothing. This will be a huge win in his career. Suddenly, if he beats Joseph Parker, people will be looking at him as number 2 heavyweight in the world behind Alexander Usyk. They'll be thinking, this is the guy. Here is Joe Parker. So I won't say too much more, but no, I think it's high risk, high reward for Fabio Wardley. He hasn't really put a foot wrong so far. You look at the record, as he said at the presser, it's just all wins, apart from a draw to Fraser Clark. But he corrected that. He's beaten every man he's been in with. That's one thing that he can say. So, all to play for.
And what about the Joseph Parker's comments? Because he spoke about, being in the ring, he's going to trade off with Fabio Wardley. Do you think that's a perfect strategy, or is it all means to sort of get, oh, here he is now anyway. So the man himself, Joseph Parker, leaving. So, and everyone was left with me. So just want to talk a bit more about Joseph Parker, because he's obviously...
Let's talk about Joseph Parker.
Yeah.
One of the nicest fellas you can ever meet. His CV, when it's all said and done, when we look back on it, we're going to be like, oh my God, he fought everyone. He fought an unbeaten Anthony Joshua. He fought Dillian White when Dillian White was in his pod. He fought Joe Joyce. He's also got wins over Deontay Wilder, Gilles Jane, Martin Piccoli. He's had one hell of a career. Now he's running towards this fire that is Fabio Wardley. I love it.
And obviously, just quickly on Frank Warren as well, he puts on yet another stellar card as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, you saw...
It's all he does, mate.
Yeah, right.
It's all he does.
July, he put the undisputed title fight. October 25th, he's putting on this fight as well. The run that Queensberry have had, how would you assess the quality of shows that Frank Warren and Queensberry are sort of putting together?
So you are asking someone employed by Queensberry as to how good their shows are. My answer is that they are 10 out of 10. They are always 10 out of 10. And we urge you all to buy tickets and watch live on DAZN. I think this is an absolute cracker coming up October 25th. One of the best fights that you can make in the division. Just brilliant stuff.
And any final words from us, really? Anything you've got coming up? Anything that people should have an eye on, or should we just wait?
Keep an eye on all the Queensberry socials. Hopefully they'll start announcing other fights for this show soon as well. But the first place to find it out will be on the Queensberry socials. So check it out.